In May 1968, at UC Berkeley, graduate students Yuji Ichioka and Emma G founded an organization that would fundamentally reshape Asian American identity and politics, the Asian American Political Alliance, or AAPA. While Asian Americans had long participated in political movements throughout American history, no organization had specifically addressed their community's unique needs and experiences. The timing was significant, as the 1960s represented a transformative period in American social movements. This idea grew with the concept of Black Power, which had gained influence due to leaders like Malcolm X and Stokely Carmichael, who advocated for minority communities to have the right to control themselves separate from white America. This idea is also known as autonomy. The AAPA was formed within this context of social change. In 1969, they published the Asian American Political Alliance Statement, which helped shape the Asian American movement by redefining what it meant to be Asian American, aligning the Asian American struggle with other marginalized groups, and calling for solidarity between these different race-based movements. Firstly, the document highlights the creation of a new Asian American identity. Before the formation of AAPA, the term Asian American did not exist in common usage. People of Asian descent typically identified with specific ethnicities, or they were broadly referred to using the outdated and problematic term Oriental. The AAPA statement strategically begins each of its goals with the phrase, "We Asian Americans." This wasn't just a stylistic choice, it was a deliberate move to create a unified identity based on shared racial oppression. By emphasizing their collective racial identity, the AAPA acknowledged the shared experiences of discrimination faced by all people of Asian descent in America, no matter their specific ethnic origin. They recognized Asian Americans as a distinct racial minority with common political interests despite their diverse cultural backgrounds. This created solidarity that allowed for more political organization and activism, transforming how Asian Americans understood themselves and their place in American society. Next, the AAPA explicitly rejected what we now call the model minority myth, and instead aligned Asian Americans with other racially marginalized communities. The model minority myth is a harmful stereotype that says all Asian Americans easily fit into American society and have no trouble achieving success, following the rules, and blending, or in other words, assimilating into white society. This myth serves two purposes. It falsely suggests Asian Americans don't experience racism, and it makes it seem like other racial minorities are struggling because they're not working hard enough or because they have the wrong values, instead of acknowledging that the real problem is America's racist power structures. Declaring America a fundamentally racist society, the AAPA directly rejects white American structures, which society claimed they had successfully assimilated into. They continue stating, "We Asian Americans believe heretofore we have been relating to white standards of acceptability and affirm the right of self-definition and self-determination." This challenged the expectation that Asian Americans should conform to white societal standards. Instead, the AAPA affirmed their right to define their own identity and control their community, independent of white America's expectations. Rather than accepting the model minority positioning as honorary whites, the AAPA deliberately aligned Asian American experiences with other racial minorities by stating that they too face racism and oppression and do not conform to white systems of power. Finally, the AAPA's vision extended beyond Asian American communities. The Asian American Political Alliance Statement also advocated for interracial solidarity among movements, meaning they wanted different racial communities to stand together in the fight for freedom. The statement aligned Asian American struggles with other fights against racial oppression, declaring they support all non-white liberation movements and believe that all minorities, in order to be truly liberated, must have complete control within their respective communities. Additionally, the AAPA took a strong stance against the Vietnam War, opposing the imperialistic policies being pursued by the American government. This position connected struggles for racial justice in the United States with similar struggles internationally. More than supporting other racial minorities in America, the AAPA also supported efforts for freedom globally. They believed that all these movements were part of the same push for justice, and that the goal wasn't just to fit into the dominant system, but to gain real power and control over their own lives and communities. This ultimately reflected the larger shift in the the 1960s social movements, from focusing on rights to securing power. The legacy of the Asian American Political Alliance extends far beyond the late 1960s. Overall, the AAPA statement demonstrated the power of collective action and racial solidarity. Their work highlighted that struggles for justice and liberation are interconnected globally. This solidarity laid the groundwork for future interracial activism, including the Third World Liberation Front, in which Berkeley's AAPA played a significant organizing role.